Hey guys, here's a quick video for you on the dynasties of China. What I'm going to do is take a slight pause before I start talking for each slide. That way you can pause, write down what you need to write down, and then click play. The standards we're going to cover here, you can see them. We are the same ones we're covering in class. Alright, so the first dynasty here, it's pre-dynasty, pre-civilization. The Qin Dynasty, not really going to count it as a dynasty. Some people do, I don't. Neither does our textbook. Alright, so our first dynasty is going to be the Shang Dynasty. You get the dates right there to look at. It starts in the Huanghe River Valley. It's the first dynasty ever. Remember, in history class, we love the first time something happens. Big into ancestor worship. The picture you see on the right, that's actually oracle bones. What they did is they took bones or turtle shells, carved questions into them, and then they would crack the bones, the crack being the answer from the ancestors, and that's how they communicated. We get the introduction of writing, and we get the creation of silk. The second dynasty is the Zhou Dynasty. Start dates there. There's two different end dates because it ends in civil war. So I have it ending at 480 simply because that's when the last of the Zhou rulers are gone. They introduced this idea of the mandate of heaven. And what that says is that if there's a lot of natural disasters, it's because the ruler is being a bad ruler. And it's your job as the person to overthrow them and get a new ruler, a good ruler. If everything is good, it's because the ruler is a good ruler. This is how the Zhou are able to justify taking over and getting rid of the first dynasty. They're going to bring in some new technology like the Iron Age. To the right, you'll see some coins become real common during this dynasty. And we're going to get one of the most famous philosophers out of China, Confucius. His real name is right there, but in the Western world we call him Confucius. The third dynasty is the Qin Dynasty. It's very short, from 221 to 202. So it may not seem like it does a lot, but it's an incredibly important dynasty in China. Qin Shi Huangdi is the emperor. You might know that name if you saw that really, really bad movie, The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. But don't get your history about Qin Shi Huangdi from Jet Li in that movie. Qin Shi Huangdi does a lot of great things for China. He connects the walls to make the Great Wall. He adds to them. He unifies China. He builds canals, standardizes weights and measurements, all sorts of great things. Unfortunately, he's also very strict, lots of harsh punishments, treats all the people as if they're slaves. The fourth dynasty, this is the Han Dynasty. Starts right afterwards, after the Qin. We get a lot of great inventions, the most notable of which being the paper that you guys are taking notes on right now. The Silk Road starts during the fourth dynasty, huge impact on the world. But when the dynasty falls, we're going to have civil war in China for quite a while. Alright, this dynasty is real short, but there is something really important that happens. It's during this dynasty that Buddhism is finally accepted in China. Before this, Buddhist temples could be robbed, could be burned, could be destroyed. Buddhists could be attacked, and rarely were they ever punished by law. Now, the people in charge of the country start to like Buddhism, and so it becomes a protected thing, and a lot more people become Buddhists. The Tang Dynasty, the number one thing you want to know here is we get the first and only female ruler in Chinese history. Wu Zhao, and there's her picture. We'll talk more about her in class. Seventh Dynasty, we got the Song Dynasty. They spend money and time and effort on just about everything to make themselves better. We're talking literature, arts, medicine, society, just about everything. But the one thing they should have spent a lot more time and money on defense, soldiers, weaponry. All of that defending themselves. Because in walks the 8th dynasty, this is the Mongolians, the Golden Horde. They come in, conquer China. Now you see I have 2 different start dates. Because there's an argument on kind of when this dynasty starts. There's Genghis Khan, who conquers about half of China. He doesn't conquer all of China. It's his grandson, Kublai Khan, that does. So I'm going to say 1279 is the start of this dynasty. That's when they control all of China. This dynasty pretty much goes after our class. Our class only goes to 1400, so you don't really need to know much about this dynasty. But this is when China is controlled by Chinese people again, and there's this huge resurgence in everything Chinese. Art, technology, writing, literature, you name it. We get porcelain, we get exploration, ships going all over the world. Some people even say that China discovered North America during this time. We get the first calculator, the abacus down there. All sorts of things. Alright, if you're still with me, still paying attention, I got something funny for you. Here's a picture of me climbing a tree like a monkey to pick a coconut. Alright, we're all done.